This is a side that looks as serious as a heart attack. Brazil curb stomping the rest of CONMEBOL en route to securing Russia 2018. 41 points, Brazil topped the South American region in qualifying with the most dominating performance of any team in the region since Argentina in 2001. Once the new manager Tite came in, I know it's pronounced Chichi or Chiche, but I'm going to say Tite. After the sacking of Dunga, Brazil went undefeated for 9 consecutive qualifying games. And not just undefeated, but they won 9 consecutive qualifying games. I think they actually are undefeated for around 10 or 11 of their last games in the CONMEBOL region. And since he has been in charge around mid-2016, Brazil has only lost 1 match. That's 1 loss in 20 games. Now, since qualifying, Brazil has played a few friendlies. They're undefeated in those friendlies as well, most recently being a 3-0 victory over Russia, a 1-0 victory over Germany, and a 2-0 victory over Croatia. They play Austria on June the 10th before their opener against Switzerland on June the 17th, I believe. So in their group, I mean, we can come to an agreeable term that Brazil should finish top of their group with at least 7 points, right? So their group leaves them with a battle for second between Switzerland, Serbia, and Costa Rica. No, Brazil doesn't come into the conversation until we get to around the quarterfinals, semifinals, because they are very much within the top 2 or 3 contenders right now to win the whole thing, aren't they? And this is a team that is back with a vengeance. Hell hath no fury like a superpower scorned. And it's not really routine for Brazil heading into Russia 2018. No, this is different because Brazil enters a World Cup with the aim to win it. They don't aim to, put on a good showing, leave with smiles on their faces and heads held high. They enter every World Cup with the aim of winning it, and in the eyes of the Brazilian public, anything short of World Cup victory is considered an absolute failure. But this time comes with the added indignation, the humiliation of 2014, which saw them on home soil succumb to pressure, horrible tactics from the fallen from grace Luis Felipe Scolari, and the crowning of their dejection with a 7-1 defeat to Germany in the semifinals of that tournament on home soil. A second Maracanazo, the Minerazo. No, Russia 2018 is something more emotional for Brazil. It's personal. Brazil is not going to seek to win this World Cup. They're going to seek to win this World Cup and rampage anyone and everyone that comes in their way. And it's not just a matter of a personal vendetta that Brazil have, but this whole squad itself, the way they are structured under their new manager, might just be the most in-form national team at the current moment. And I use this whole talk of it being personal not as a hype build-up, but because if you look at this team and their record since around August 2016, this Brazilian squad might just be the best since the 2002 generation. The number of clean sheets that this team has maintained, 44 goals scored with only 5 goals conceded, with a plus 39 overall goal differential in the last 20 games. And you look at Brazil from a positional standpoint, the way they have the squad lineup, there's not really any major weaknesses on this team. All right, let's run through the squad. And I'm not going to just run to the 23-man squad. I'm going to run through more than 23 players just to give you an idea as to the depth that they have, the players that they can afford to not take with them to Russia 2018. All right, so let's go through this. Alisson, Roma. Ederson, Manchester City. Thiago Silva, PSG. Miranda, Internazionale. Pedro Jeromel, Gremio. Felipe Luis, Atletico Madrid. Marcelo, Real Madrid. Marquinhos, Paris Saint-Germain. Danilo, Manchester City. Fagner, Corinthians. Casemiro, Real Madrid. Felipe Coutinho, Barcelona. Paulinho, Barcelona. Fernandinho, Manchester City. Fred, Manchester United. Willian, Chelsea. Jesus Christ. Forwards, Diego Costa, Juventus. Gabriel Jesus, Manchester City. Neymar, Paris Saint-Germain. Roberto Firmino, Liverpool. Hell, even Tyson, Shakhtar Donetsk. Even some of Brazil's second-tier players like Tyson play for clubs that reach the quarterfinals of the Champions League in Shakhtar. I mean, that's just nuts. And you look at their preparation for the World Cup without Neymar, because he's been out with injury since February. He's been trying to rest up for the tournament. They've been doing just fine without him. They're still maintaining their undefeated streak. They're still getting clean sheets. They're still beating other favorites for this tournament. And their options in midfield. I mean, I said it before. The only other team that could send maybe 2 or 3 different squads to the World Cup and make a deep run is probably Germany. And Brazil's right up there with them. Now, funny enough, as daunting as they are going forward, I think their defense is going to be key here. And I mentioned they conceded the least amount of goals in South American qualifying. Well, that's no coincidence. Marcelo, the Real Madrid fullback, 3 times in a row Champions League winner as well, is arguably the best left back in the world right now. Marcelo's pace on the ball effectively makes him double as an attacking midfielder. He plays a dual role in that regard as both a fullback and an attacking midfielder because he can press forward with the midfield in the link-up play and actually score goals. And we see this in his club season. We saw him last time in the World Cup. I don't think he was quite as good then as he is now. But when you look at him at Real Madrid, he's not just a defensive issue to worry about. He's an attacking scoring threat, especially when Real Madrid's on the counter. And that's why I said he plays the double role of a defender and an attacking midfielder because of his style. I actually agree with another YouTuber, Have Hope, on this. I think Marcelo is already one of the best left backs of all time. Coutinho, Paulinho, integral parts of the Barcelona team that almost went undefeated in La Liga this season. You know, Gabriel Jesus and Danilo, Manchester City, again, a central role in helping them secure the Premier League this season. Even someone like Felipe Luis, who Tite was considering dropping for the 23-man squad, he won the Europa League with Atletico this season. You look at all the clubs, these players, and they've had some degree of respectable success this season. Brazilian players in 2018 have really been peaking for their respective clubs this year, with varied levels of success, but still. And the thing with Brazil, there's never a problem with hunger. Brazil always enters a World Cup to win it. But this team has a specific glint to their eye. They seem to be on a redemptive arc. And heading into this tournament, you can point to a little bit of Germany's form in recent friendlies. You could point to Spain maybe not fully sorting out striker issues up front. They don't really know if they're going to go with Diego Costa or not. But Brazil, they look set. And Tite announced his squad a couple weeks ago. They were also the first country to qualify for this World Cup. And this was over a year ago in March 2017. Brazil became the first. This side is ready and revving to go. I don't know if they can be stopped. Because on top of their revival, on top of the fact that Brazil is Brazil, this World Cup has a special meaning to them because of what they are coming off from the 2014 disappointment. Anything can happen in a World Cup. All it takes is one bad day for someone to capitalize on a mistake that Brazil makes. But will they be stopped in this tournament? I would not bet against them.